Check 1, 2. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Yeah. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Listen to a little Hare Krishna with a guitar. It actually works. It's good. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the program. Good morning to you. Cold like a mofo here. 32 cold degrees here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Winter time, almost Christmas time. The Christmas spirit. Do you feel it? Can you feel the spirit of Christmas inside of you? Right. Where else is it? Is it outside? It is Christmas, and it's I guess a time for joy. I think holidays are good. Holidays mark our time on Earth. Right? If you're 50 or 60, you've seen 50 or 60 birthdays, 50 or 60 Christmases. Right? They all start becoming the same after a while, right? You don't even fucking know. They come and go, right? The years. I got news for you. If you're young, as you get older, it seems like time speeds up. Right? It's I don't know what it is. Maybe it is speeding up. I don't know. But maybe time is speeding up. Right? What is time? Yesterday I was trying to understand spontaneous generation. What is life? Where does life come from? It seems to spring out of nowhere. You look down, you see a little seed, but really? Is that where it's coming from? Is fucking life springing from some little fucking seed somewhere? I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, so yeah. So what's going on in the news today? Yeah, the Vatican. Holy smokes, Pope Francis, the very, very Catholic Pope at the Vatican, has finally said that he will give and allow to be given by the priests blessings to the homosexuals, right? People that same sex are attracted. Right? People that are attracted to the same sex, they marry, they have loving, caring, wonderful relationships with each other, but they can't get married. The church will not co-sign sin. That's what they say. Right? They say homosexuality is sin, therefore they can't co-sign it. But we can give you a blessing. Which basically means a priest can go like this to you. He can go, whatever he's going to say, right? And throw some holy water at you, and you can be blessed in your sin. So that's a kind of a turning point, right? It's a turning point for the Vatican. At least they're acknowledging that these people, these types of people who love each other, are human and deserve respect in that respect. Right? I mean, when you think about homosexuality, marriage, gay marriage, or any of that stuff, it is it appears to be the height of hypocrisy. How dare you, judge older men, the relationship with older men and kids, young boys, right? And they all got thrown in jail. They're crazy fucks, But in this case, we're not talking about that. We're talking about consenting adults, 18 and over. And so the Vatican has bent a knee to that. What else we got? I don't know what else I got today. Earthquake. Oh yeah, earthquake in China kills 118 people. That's not much in terms of the last one they had. The last big earthquake in China killed 90,000 people. So this one, there was an earthquake, it was 6.4 or so, in the northwest part of China. It's up in Tibet, really. And Israel, right, the wonderful Israel has shot and killed its own hostages. Could you imagine? Right? That's the story coming out of Israel right now. The IDF confirms that there were 3 hostages squirreled up in a tunnel somewhere, and they put a sign outside the door saying SOS in Hebrew, right? And they came screaming out the door in Hebrew, don't shoot, right? So they come out, and the IDF opens fire on all 3 of them, killing 2 of them on the spot, and the other guy ran away, injured, and then when he came out again, they shot him. So they killed all 3 of them. Mistaken identity, bad policing, fucking who knows? Fear, right? Fear. I don't know. They came out with no shirts on, no, just underwear. Right? What are they going to blow up themselves with? There's no bomb. Right? You could see it. But nonetheless, Israel has done that thing and blowing people up. Smoking. We're going to talk about smoking shrinks the brain. Have you heard? The size of your brain gets smaller if you smoke. Now that's kind of interesting, right? It's also, smoking has a plaque effect where you smoke and in your brain, just like on your teeth, plaque accumulates when you eat. In the brain, when you smoke, allegedly, there's this plaque-like material that sticks to the brain and might cause Alzheimer's. So either way, smoking is bad. They're saying alcohol, too, shrinks the brain. I think that's a new finding. Does alcohol, smoking shrinks the brain? How do you know? How many brains have you measured in terms of size? Right? Did you have a before and after? It sounds like circumstantial evidence. But it does confirm that there's probably, quite possibly, a link between tobacco smoke and Alzheimer's. It's not a good thing. I tell you, man. People that smoke, I smoke not every day and not all the time, but and I grow and I only smoke what I grow. But it's not good. It's not a good plant at all. And you see people smoking 2 packs a day, 3 packs a day of synthetic, cigarettes. So look at that story. And what else? The markets are fucking going up, man. Markets don't give a shit, man. Markets are going up right now, way up, up. Bull market roaring. Is it going to come crashing back down? Nobody knows. What else we got here? Yeah. So there's my thumbnail today. There's the good Pope Francis. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Everybody's here today. Vinny DiMartini in the house. What's up, Vinny? Vinny's here. Who else is here? Champs. Justin Falzone. Snickle Fritz 896. Sickle Fritz 896 is here. Thomas Robinson. Good morning. What's up, Thomas? Thomas is a longtime watcher of the program. Thank you very much, Thomas, for being here. Appreciate that. Zutsu Kuda, what's up, man? William R. Hall, the artist, the great artist from Syracuse, New York. You can check out his work anywhere in Syracuse. It's all over the place. And who else is here? And everybody else is lurking. If you're lurking, hello there. Hello there, silent majority. Hello there. This is my website, marcusconti.com. Every morning, for some bizarre reason, we're live at 9 a.m., mostly just because we can do it, right? Before the election, right? We're coming into an election season, so everybody's going to be, especially people like me that don't stick to the fucking narrative. I don't know. I'll probably get disappeared this holiday season. Not the holiday season, but the election season. It usually happens right before the election. Something happens. A big shiny object happens, and they shut everybody off. And then all you hear is the mainstream media machine. But right now, you can come aboard and hang out and listen to the truth, if you will. Full of love and full of inspiration. Right? Every morning at 9 a.m. right here on YouTube. Let's start here. 5 teens now charged in savage mob beating at Majority Stoneman Douglas High School. 5 teens charged. Now let's look at the teens. Oh, wow, look at that. They're all black youth super predators. Black youth super predators. They're all black One of them is probably black too. The other fifth is probably black, but he's too young to put his picture up. But there they are, outstanding young men, and this is what they did. Here they go. They're beating up a white kid on the floor. Watch this. Bang, boom, bang, pat. It's like they punched the kid out, right? You need 5 guys, 5 motherfuckers to beat up on one kid. Now, we don't know what happened. The kid could have been a serial killer for all we know. But probably not. They just don't like him. Right? He said something. You said something. You looked at me the wrong way. 15 linked. And what? The disturbing video. The victim suffered a skull fracture and other injuries. Officials at the Parkland School. Now, this is the Parkland School where the other 17 kids were killed a long time ago. At you may recall Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It was another shooting. It doesn't make sense. There's no motive here. Why are you doing it? Why are you beating this kid up? But there he is, skinny white kid, get his ass kicked. And where's the racism? How come the headline isn't five blacks beat up white kid in racially motivated violence in high schools? How about that? That would be my headline. Not for the Post, not for anybody else, because that's too risque. Thomas Robinson says as buckwheat. Buckwheat did it. Buckwheat. Thomas Robinson, you're black, aren't you? Aren't you black? Didn't you tell me you were a black one? Token black. I'm black. All my people are from southern Italy, right? So they say that the Moors, the black people from Africa, raided Sicily 700 years ago, and so we're all black. We just look white. It's all mixed up anyway. So earthquake. The point is, stop beating up kids in school, right? Stop co-signing fucking incredible violence. Right? Racially motivated violence. Why is it 5 black kids beating up 1 white kid? Is that coincidental? I don't think so. So earthquake. Earthquake in northern China kills 118 people in nation's deathliest quake in a decade. I told you, the last one killed fucking 90,000. Overnight earthquake killed at least 118 people in a cold and mountainous region in northwestern China. Emergency authorities in Gansu province issued an appeal for 300 additional workers to comb through the rubble. 6.2 magnitude earthquake left more than 500 people injured. Pretty big. What else? 5.9, some of the aftershock. 105 people have been confirmed dead. 397 injured, including 16 in critical condition. Wow, tragic, right? Really fucking tragic, right? Earthquakes, right? Imagine that. I've been through very mild earthquakes. I remember there was one in New York City. I lived in Chinatown, and it really felt like the building was going to tip over for a second, for like maybe a few seconds, maybe like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, where you felt like the building was like liquid, and then all of a sudden it just bent, right? And you felt like you were on the side, right? I remember being in the kitchen and the cat water and the cat food just like flipped over. That's how strong it was. The fucking cat food flipped over. But this is different. This knocked down the building, right? And, it could have happened. I was in an old building. That shit could have collapsed. But anyway, so earthquake in China. There's nobody talking about it really. They don't care. Right? Nobody cares. So let's talk about this. Israel hostages mistakenly shot by IDF had written SOS and help on a sign with leftover food. So that is fucking crazy. I don't want to watch this. Oh, here we go. So let's watch the military kill some people. I don't know what's going on here. Jammed. We're jammed. Maybe we can get a feed. It's going to give me an ad. I don't want to hear an ad. I don't want any ad. So here's the deal. So 3 hostages who escaped Hamas, only to be mistakenly killed by the Israeli Defense Forces, had used leftover food to write SOS messages on the white cloth. This is bad. This is bad. Israel's fucking, what a mistake. What a blunder. You're out there petitioning and or negotiating and or bargaining for your hostages back, and then a couple of them break free only to get shot. That's pretty bad, man. That's a fucking critical error. The Israeli men, 28, 22, and 26, used food remnants to scroll messages. Well, that rules out the fact that they didn't have food. They had enough food to write something. They wrote SOS and help on the paper. Based on the investigation of the incident in the field, it appears that 3 abductees were in the building where the signs were located, at least some of the time. The IDF has informed the families of the additional findings. The hostages left the signs on a building in Gaza's city's blah, blah, blah neighborhood. All right. There it is. There's a sign etched with food. The building was initially believed to be booby-trapped by Hamas after the terror group tried to lure soldiers into the area. So on Friday, the shirtless trio, right, waved a white flag approaching Israel soldiers. Shirtless, waving a white flag, and it also says that they were yelling in Hebrew. One of whom perceived them as a threat and opened fire against army regulations. I thought the Israelis, they follow the rules, they follow the law. Right? They're shooting fucking guys coming out with their hands up. Hands up, white flag, SOS, speaking in your native tongue, and you shoot them. 2 of the hostages were immediately killed, while the 3rd returned to the building after being wounded. When a cry for help was heard in Hebrew, the battalion commander ordered the soldiers to cease fire, but the wounded man also was shot and killed when he came out. So they were diffusing the thing. They realized they shot 2 people, and then they shot the other guy for the hell of it. Right? Might as well get all 3 of them. Immediately after the incident, IDF sent new protocols to the troops. That's crazy. Crazy story, right? Here's some of the, here's the guys that got shot, right? Israelis, please, don't shoot. Don't shoot. I am you. I am Jew. I am you. I am Jew. I am Jew. You shot the Jew. The Jew. I shot. I am Jew. They shot their own, right? Shot the Jew. Shoot the Jew. There used to be a fucking attraction in Coney Island, New York, right on the boardwalk. They used to have this spot called Shoot the Freak, Shoot the Freak, and you would literally sit up on the boardwalk, right, with a paint gun, with a paint pellet gun. And there was this guy that would run around, maybe like a couple of, maybe 20 yards away, and he would call you names, and he would just stand there, right? He was covered, so that you couldn't, knock his eyeball out, but you were allowed to shoot at him, right? He'd call you a name, and you shoot him, right? You shoot him right in the head, right? Shoot the freak, right? And they should have that in Israel. Shoot the Jew. Shoot the Jew. Shoot the Jew, right? That would be fucked up, right? Shooting the Jew. Shoot the Jew. Think about it. Why did we start the ground up? Whatever. So just fucking three people, era of war, the fog of war continues, right? These guys, they survived Hamas. Right? They survived the occupation, the fucking imprisonment, not occupation. They survived that too. Well, they didn't survive that. They survived the terrorism, right? The hostage situation, only to walk out the door and get shot. That was a bad day. They had a bad day, man. Bad life. Right? So here we go. Smoking. If you can imagine, what time is it? 9:22. Look at the markets in a little bit. Smoking shrinks the brain And quitting doesn't restore size. Interesting, very interesting. Smoking cigarettes shrinks the size of the brain, and stopping doesn't reverse the damage, the new study shows. The findings helped explain why smokers have a higher risk of developing age-related cognitive decline and Alzheimer's. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I think there's other elements of cognitive, decline, right? We have brain fog, right? Your brain fogs as you get older. But what's causing it? I think it's lack of exercise, lack of fresh air, stress, and other things too. Sometimes a simple remedy is to stand on your head, or yoga. Right? Yoga is magic. It's magic. It's magic to the body. Right? If you do yoga for an hour, it's magic. You never don't feel good after doing an hour of yoga. You always feel invigorated. Not in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but as time goes on, by the time you get into 20 minutes, you're floating. If you do it right. So as soon as someone stops smoking, the shrinking stops. The study published, here's the study, somewhere in this Biological Psychiatry Global Open Science, looked at data from 32,000 individuals of European descent. That's a good study, 32,000. It's a lot of people. Of European descent who smoked daily. The data came from the UK Biobank, a biomedical database available to the public that contains genetic, health, and behavioral information on approximately 500,000 people. So the research team found that total brain volume, including gray and white matter. I laugh because a lot of these scientists have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Brain is brain. Is it gray? Is it white? They don't know. It's white. Then when they chop somebody's head off. That's how they find out. When you die, they chop the top of your head off and they look at your brain, right, and say, "Oh, it's white." Well, I see some gray. That's all we know, right? What the eye tells us. Gray brain matter decreases more than white brain matter. Okay. Gray matter houses neurological cells. Do we believe this? They're saying alcohol as well. There was a particular line here that said, the adverse effect of smoking extends into the brain, and this is shown by the association between smoking and dementia. Yeah, I think there is a correlation. It says, again, that smoking tobacco, we're talking about tobacco, smoking tobacco, has a plaque effect, like on your teeth. When your teeth get plaque, and, but you can't brush your brain. Right? Maybe you can. Right? You can brush your teeth and get the plaque off, but you can't brush the fucking plaque off your brain. And that's allegedly that plaque-like material is what sticks to the brain and causes it to short out, right? Alzheimer's, shorting out, brain fog. So 23% of the world population uses tobacco. Wow, that's a lot. 22.3, says the WHO. That's a lot of people. Kills 8 million people each year. What's the moral of the story? Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Don't smoke tobacco. It's not good. It's not a good thing. It's not good at all. Not good at all. So are we open? We're almost open. We're almost open. Man, what a run. I'm so sad that I didn't get it. The shit ran all the way up, and I just watched it. I like a deer in the headlights. I really thought it was I really didn't think it would keep going, to be honest. And got screwed on that one. I got screwed. It won't be not the first time. Certainly won't be the last time. So here we go. We talked about the brain. Let's talk about Pope Francis. So Pope Francis, the Pope, living Pope in his 80s, he just, he took over a while ago, but the great Pope, I like this Pope Francis. He's from Brazil. He speaks Brazilian. He speaks Italian. And he's a human being, right? A very, very working class human. Said that he approves the blessings for same-sex couples Okay, traditional and conservative Catholics worldwide are stunned and outraged in the wake of another victory for the progressive wing of the church, which clearly has more influence. It's misspelled at the Vatican. A trend which has been very visible throughout Pope Francis's liberalizing pontificate. Let's try to put, how many big words can you put in one sentence so that we don't understand what you're saying? The Vatican on Monday issued official approval for Roman Catholic priests and bishops to administer a formal blessing for same-sex couples. That's good. I'm making light of it, but it's a move in the right direction. At least they're saying, well, you can't get married because marriage between a man and a man is sin, right? Marriage between a woman and a woman is sin, right? So we can't co-sign your sin. However, we can give you a blessing. We can throw some holy water at you, right? Is there any difference, right? You're half acknowledging, it sounds like. The Vatican, but it is a significant move away from, we're not going to talk to those people because they're sinners. Now all of a sudden they're at least they could get in the building and get a blessing if you're in Italy. The Vatican has on Monday issued official approval for Roman Catholic priests to administer a formal blessing for same-sex couples. While the new ruling approves of the possibility of blessings for couples in regular situations and for couples of the same sex, it stipulates that, quote, this blessing should never be imparted in concurrence with the ceremonies of a civil union. Right. So there it is. There's the flag, the same-sex flag, I guess, the gay flag, the LGBTQ flag. And that's really all I got to say about it. Let's watch the media spin it. Spin it, ABC.
Really glad you're streaming with us today. Well, it's a spiritual shift that not every Catholic is happy about, but for many same-sex couples, they are thankful for the blessing.
Because today, Pope Francis said the Catholic Church will now allow blessings, pastoral blessings of same-sex couples. The Church also clarified that the blessing, quote, must avoid any elements that remotely resemble a marriage rite.
It's the first major update to Catholic doctrine in decades and will have a huge impact across the globe for a church still divided over LGBTQ plus people. Let's bring in our contributor and consultant to the Vatican, Father James Martin. Father, great to see you.
And now you can go to the Vatican and get some young boy for dessert. Right? That's what this guy's doing.
This is quite a huge step for the Catholic Church. Why do you think that the Pope is making this decision right now?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, he's listening to people, first of all. Also, there's a new person, Cardinal Fernandez, in charge of the Vatican's, basically their theology office, and he signaled much more openness to this question. But really, I think it's been a long time coming, and the Pope is really trying to be pastoral and listening to the needs of people on the ground, including same-sex couples.
You know, Father, you
got to agree with him. It's a huge turning point, right? This wouldn't have been possible a few years ago. You can thank Pope Francis. If you're into the same sex, you should thank Pope Francis for liberating probably 1 billion Catholics, at least to not hang their head in sin or shame, right, anymore.
You've been really a leader in trying to awaken the church to a new way of looking at same-sex relationships within the context of the Gospels. And I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that journey and how you feel today, given that what Pope Francis has approved of is essentially, if I can say it, a standard blessing from a priest, as a priest would bless anyone who needs a blessing. All of us do from time to time, rather than anything incorporated into a marriage rite. What do you think about that and the journey here?
Yeah, well, my own journey really started in earnest with the Pulse nightclub massacre, where 49 LGBTQ people were killed. And I asked the church to, along with other people, to respond more clearly to this group, this community in our church. And along with many other people, I've been encouraging the Vatican to be more open to LGBTQ people. But your question, I think it's, it makes sense that they wouldn't want to confuse people to make it seem like the church was approving same-sex marriages. We're not doing marriage rights. But it really is something that a lot of same-sex couples have been asking for, just some sort of pastoral accompaniment from...
Justin Falzone, the point of marriage is raise a family. It's not to make your partner feel better about themselves. I don't know, man. I don't know. I see your point, like procreation. The point of people coming together is to produce offspring to keep the species going. But I don't know. Maybe we've evolved beyond that. Right. There's plenty of people having kids. The world, the earth is not short of human babies. And I don't think it ever will be, at least while things are, as long as causes and conditions stay basically the same on Earth. No massive climate change or bomb or fucking knocking out of orbit or something else unforeseen. Having said that, I don't think there's an urgency really to produce children, right? Why not? Why not? Why not just two people come together for the love of and the joy of one another? Does it have to be about offspring? Really? I don't know. I don't think so.
From priests and deacons and bishops, and it's a huge step forward, and it really is the first time that this door has been opened in any way to same-sex couples, so it's a really historic day.
You also wrote an open letter to the
Thomas Johnson says religion nailed Jesus to a tree. That's fucking right, man.
Pope, talking about the church needing to be more aware of the real-life effects of stigmatizing language.
The Jews did that, by the way. The Jews nailed fucking Jesus to the cross, man. Tree.
About LGBTQ plus people. Is this move enough?
How many young boys do you think this particular priest over here has had? You think he's had more than one boy, more than one, or zero? How about that? So let's do a survey. The priest on at face value, how many boys has he had in his life? How many young boys has the priest had? I'll say at least one.
To do that, and also tell me about how the Pope responded to your letter.
Well, I've met with him a couple of times, and we've had very warm conversations. He's very encouraging and inspiring and, always supportive. And I think there will be some people who say that this doesn't go far enough, but there are also people who are going to say that this goes too far. In some parts of the Catholic Church, even the word LGBT is kind of anathema. So I think we have to remember what the Pope is trying to do is balance the needs of some locales with the fears of other locales. But once again,
I think we got the message. We got the point here. Let's look at the market, and then I got one more clip set up. So markets are opened, and it looks like everything's going up. We're in an upward trajectory right now. Look at this thing. Look at this thing go. This is the ETF that follows Q's. TQQQ follows the NASDAQ. Back in Halloween, it was 30. It's now 50.5. That's a huge move. That's a 60% move in 2 months. Right? People dream of getting that move. Right? I missed it. I totally missed it because of this. Look at all the down there was before it. Right? If you look at the daily, you look at it one day. Right? See how down it was. Look at this thing off the bottom. Look how it's jolting up. Right? From out of nowhere. Months and months and months and months of down. And then, pow, it just fucking shot up, right? And shot up because of economic numbers, CPI, inflation, whatever the reason is. It shot up, right? And most people missed it. People are pissed off about that. So let's see, NVIDIA down 8 today. Oh, boy. Rivian, I think I gave this to you at 14. It's now 24 again. It was a buy. I was chirping it at 18. I thought it was starting to look good at 18. Now it's 24. Apple up 66 cents. Amazon up 18. All the big 7 are all up. Facebook up 3.5. Microsoft down 75 cents. Tesla up 3. What else? What else? Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin up 1,000. Bitcoin is up $1,000 today per share. Wow, Bitcoin is pretty good. To 42.6. That's Bitcoin against the dollar. 42,600. It's pretty good. The holy vaccine stocks are Pfizer is up 50 cents, Johnson & Johnson down 26, Moderna up 46. The bombers, the people that give you the bombs that make Hamas extermination possible, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, all up at the moment. Lockheed Martin up 24 cents, Raytheon up 92 cents, and Boeing up $1.70. So it's a green day on Wall Street. The Dow Jones, look at the Dow. Dow Jones is 37,600. That's the highest. That's a new high. Look at the S&P 500. You remember Jamie Dimon at 4,300? He said that the Dow would be 4,700 by the end of the year. Bullseye. Bull fucking zai, right? Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan said it. He said it when it was down here, when it was going down. He said, don't worry about it. By the end of the year, it'll be 4,700. And he was right. He was right, man. You got to listen to those guys. Got to listen to those guys. So markets are going up. I hope your portfolio is participating. I don't know. It wasn't a good year for me, man. If I would have caught that last run, it would have been a good year, but it wasn't because of that last fucking head fake. It just caught a lot of people off guard. That really, really fast move up, right? A lot of people like that. I don't know. I wasn't able to spot it. I thought it was moving too fast and it was going to crash. Anyway, one more clip. Let's listen to another gay. Cardinal Chipkin responds to Pope Francis pulling priest.
Coming from the Vatican over its stance on same-sex couples.
Pope Francis has formally approved and allowed priests to bless the couples.
All right, we already heard about this. I think we're done with it. I think we're done with this report. And William R. Hall, you said something about you gained like 300 pounds. After quitting smoking, back to the smoking article, smoking discussion. I think so. And then you said that a doctor, I think you mentioned the doctor said start smoking again so you could lose weight. Imagine that, a smoking fucking rehab, right? Where for fat people, you go in there, you're obese, and then they pass out the cigarettes, the Marlboro and the Camels, and you smoke until you can't fucking breathe anymore, right? And then you lose weight, right? That's one approach, right? But that's a common switch. You know, you're smoking and then you can't smoke, so you reach for the food. You reach for some sort of comfort to fill the void, fill the emptiness. It's common. It's common in that, but. I don't see smoking. I would put morbid obesity, being 300 or 400 pounds, and smoking. I probably think the obesity is probably worse. Anyway, man, take care of yourself. I would suggest, who am I? Yeah, Dr. Conti is going to make a suggestion. Just go out and exercise. Breathe, meditate. It's not always good. Meditation is a rough, can be a rough path. It could be a very, almost like you feel like sometimes, like you're startled, like you can't believe what you're realizing. You see the pain in your body, you feel it very, very deeply, right? The anxiety when it kicks in, and you also see the root of the anxiety, and often you sometimes just can't, you can't turn it around, right? Sometimes it's just, you got to sit with it and let it dissolve, but meditation, even in the winter, get out in the sun, drink water, breathe the fresh air, right? So simple, right? Yoga, right? There's nobody out in the wintertime and the ground is dry because it's frozen. Go do yoga, right? Do yoga in the grass, no bugs. Winter's a great time. The winter grass, It's a great time to yoga. Right? Go out there. If you don't want to get in contact with the grass, just get like bring a sheet, and do yoga outside. Right, like break out your beach blanket on the grass, right, and do yoga. It's a lifesaver. It really is. Right? There's no doubt about that, man. So thank you everybody for joining me. Attack or cancer? C. Dento says heart attack or cancer. Which death do you want? I went down 100. William says I went down 175 pounds in 2 months after smoking again back in 1996. Oh, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You see, if you're puffing, you're gonna lose your appetite because you're being satiated in a different way. But there's other ways of doing that. Right? Smoking is about breathing, really. It's or change what you're smoking, for fucking Christ's sake. Smoke the shit that you don't have to smoke fucking 100 cigarettes a day, right? 100 fucking cigarettes a day, man. No, it's Hare Krishna. I don't know, Hare Krishna with excuse me.
Hare Krishna.
There's something not right about this. It sounds like the guitar's out of tune. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, I got it on the lowest speed. That's why. Slow down. Hit the wrong button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.